The honourable member for Melbourne.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I've spoken many times in this parliament about the amazing contribution that the diverse African Australian communities in Melbourne make to the electorate. They help make it one of the best places in the country, if not the world. A little while ago, I joined them queuing to get on the train ride with my kids at the Eid Festival that was organised at Debney Park. A short time ago, I was at the launch of the new Victorian Police African Employees Network, an amazing initiative that follows some work that the likes of Burhan Ahmed and Yassine Moussa have done in getting the state government to recruit a number of members of the African communities to the Victorian Police. If you go down to the Carlton Public Housing estate at 510 Lygon Street on Friday mornings, you will find an incredible market run by the community grocers that's now also joined by a number of stalls put on by various members of the African Australian community in Melbourne and in Carlton, which is now attracting people from all around the electorate and helping make that place incredibly vibrant. And not that long ago, I joined many other members from the community and indeed members from the council and the Mayor, Lord Mayor Sally Capp and others at the Africa Day celebrations at Melbourne Town Hall, which was truly an amazing event. Many of these people have come here several generations ago seeking to make a better life in Melbourne. Many are now born and bred here. And the job of government at all levels should be not only to celebrate their achievements, but not only to recognise the challenges, but in many instances to get their foot off the throats of the African Australian communities, because in too many instances people in my community are facing racism and bigotry and discrimination, and too often it comes from people, including people in this place. Not only do we need to fight racism wherever it occurs, but we need to get government to do the job of addressing the challenges that are facing from systemic racism and discrimination in our society. And when you look at the stats, it backs up the stories that people in my electorate tell me every day. The unemployment rate in the Australian Sudanese community in my electorate is 37%. 37%. This is around 7 times higher than the national unemployment rate across the country, and across Victoria it's 32%. In the Australian Eritrean community it's 20%, in Victoria and 24% in Melbourne. An analysis by the ABS found that over 50% of young, educated migrants from English-speaking countries, so we're talking about migrants, were able to find professional-level jobs compared to just 24% of people from non-English-speaking backgrounds. In other words, if you come from a non-English-speaking background, you're more than twice as likely to find yourself in a job where you're not able to use your skills. Now, we've been trying for a while to get the government to pay attention to this and underemployment crisis, which in many instances is just a result of racism. And the number of stories I've heard of people who turn up for a job. I remember speaking to one woman called Fatma who told me that she went for a job to get interviewed as a cleaner and was told, well, no, we can't give you a job as a cleaner because your hijab makes it an OHS issue. Or the number of people who tell me that they fired off after finishing their degree at RMIT or Melbourne Uni, and they fire off job application after job application and get no response. But when you change the name from Mohammed to David on the job application, all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. These are the stories and what is happening to real people behind these statistics. And government needs to step in with job creation programs and assistance and campaigns to get rid of the discrimination. But what we also need in Melbourne is a place for young people especially to gather. Because with unemployment stats like these, you've got to ask yourself, what do you do in Melbourne on a Friday night or a Saturday night when you're not going to a job and not working at a job? At the moment, there's nowhere to go. And there was a chance that the Flemington Community Centre redevelopment could have been that. That's about 100 metres from the border of my electorate, and if you know that area, you will know that people who live in North Melbourne and Kensington, the community is very tight there. There was a chance that that could have been it. And then the local council just recently decided to slash funding for that from 40 million to 20 million, and now there's a question about whether the project is going to go ahead at all. We need a community space for people in Melbourne to meet. We desperately need a space for African Australian communities and young people that is controlled by them, that is open to them, and where they can meet. If the government is serious about saying they want to make sure everyone is engaged, then provide the support for people, for a place for people to meet.
I thank the honourable